All right, let's talk about a tool that is so simple you've probably just glanced right past it. But it's also so powerful it can take absolute chaos and turn it into clean, simple order. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden genius behind a simple log.
So let's start with a feeling I bet we all know. That little sense of déjà vu you get at work, right? Where you realize you're solving the exact same problem for like the third time this month. It's that nagging feeling that you're just stuck in a loop, and honestly, it's super frustrating. And that feeling brings us to our first big idea, the glitch that repeats. And look, this isn't just a tech problem. It is a universal challenge. It happens whether you're building a satellite, running a coffee shop, or just trying to finish a project at home. It is the endless cycle of the temporary fix.
We all know this, right? It's that software bug you swore you fixed. It's the rattling noise in your car that the mechanic said was gone. Or, it's that one little mistake in a process that just keeps happening, costing you time and money. We put these little band-aids on problems that really need surgery.
So the big question is, how do we break out of this cycle? Well, the good news is the answer isn't some crazy new technology or a super expensive piece of software. Nope, it's a simple, methodical playbook for solving problems for good. Let's dive in. And this is it. This simple table right here is the hero of our story. I know, at first glance, it just looks like boring paperwork, right? A spreadsheet with a few columns. But don't let that fool you. This document, a Deficiencies and Corrective Actions log, is one of the most powerful tools out there for imposing order on chaos.
So, what is this thing really? Well, think of it as a system. It's a way to track an issue from the very moment it pops up until it is permanently solved. It's kind of like a doctor's chart for your project, or maybe a detective's notebook where you're meticulously tracking every single clue until the case is truly, completely closed. Okay, so how does it actually work in the real world? Let's get into the anatomy of a fix. We're going to walk through this whole process step by step and see exactly how this simple table solves problems for good. And to make this really concrete, let's follow a tangible problem. Imagine we're on a project, let's call it MI-58, and a supercritical sensor starts giving us bad data. This is our repeating glitch. So, the very first thing we do is log it. No more letting it slide. We give the problem a unique ID, MI-58001, and a super clear description, sensor #7, false readings. Then we note the immediate fix, system rebooted. That's our band-aid. And here's the crucial part. We assign a responsible person. Now, somebody owns this problem, and the clock is ticking on finding a real solution.
This really lays out the whole journey of a fix perfectly. First, you log it, so the problem can never be forgotten or ignored. Second, you stop the bleeding with that quick, temporary fix. Third, you assign a hero, one single person who is now accountable for seeing this through to the end. But the most critical steps are next. You have to find the root cause. Was it the wiring, a software bug? You dig and dig. And finally, you close the case only after you've verified the permanent fix actually works.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because the power of this little log goes way beyond just fixing one problem at a time. This is way more than a checklist. It's a tool that can fundamentally change how an entire team operates. Just look at this comparison. It paints such a clear picture. On the left, that's what happens without a system. Pure chaos, people pointing fingers, and the same mistakes happening over and over again. But on the right, with the log, you introduce order. Blame gets replaced with clear, individual accountability. And the most important part? Those repeated errors are transformed into a cycle of continuous learning. And it all comes down to this. One single, simple shared document. That's literally all it takes to build an entire system of improvement that can prevent countless future failures. It becomes the single source of truth for every single problem a project has ever faced and conquered. This right here is the log's true genius. It's not just a list, it's a system of learning. Think about it. It creates a searchable memory for the whole team. It ensures clear ownership, so nothing ever falls through the cracks again. It literally turns one person's mistake into team wisdom. And it forces the entire culture to shift away from temporary patches and toward permanent solutions. So as we wrap up, let's just zoom out one last time, because this isn't really about a project management log, is it? This is a universal system that you can apply absolutely anywhere. This quote just nails it. It gets to the absolute core of this whole idea. Don't just fix the problem, fix the process that created the problem. The rattling noise isn't the real issue. The process that allowed a bolt to come loose is. Rebooting the system isn't the fix. Understanding the software flaw that caused the crash is. This log is a tool that forces you to keep asking why until you get to the real answer.
So I'll just leave you with one question. Take a look at your own world, your job, a personal project, even just your daily routine. What's the most important glitch that just keeps repeating? And what simple system, maybe just a little log like this one, could you create to finally solve it for good?